Welcome back to the Ancient Ruins. Today we're once again back in the world of FantasyForm, an 18-card wallet game from Buttonshy Games. This was meant to be quite a small series where we did the I have never played and then quickly completed it on beginner, normal, hard and expert. However, this game is spanking my booty. I haven't quite managed to get past beginner, so that's what we're going to do today. If you've never played this game before, I would recommend going back and watching some of the earlier videos, as I won't be going too much into depth of how the rules work, as this is not a how to play. But broad strokes, we are an alchemist who needs to become an elemental to spank this guy. This guy's a prick. He's the Dark Alchemist who will also become an elemental, and he's the one who's repeatedly spanked us. That being said, let's get to it. General way the game works is we read the cards in order, do a couple of things, and repeat until we've got less than 2 cards. So, Outlands encounter, then Forge encounter, then we can buy and sell to make some money. Yes, we're still on beginner, so yes, we've got 10 shards to begin with, but that hasn't helped us so far. So, to begin with, Crystal Vipers shed their highly valued and delicate skin. Gain 1 shard for every empty space you have in your pack unless you are water. We are not water, we're taking the shards. Thank you. I do hate it when it starts off positive because that means bad things will happen. Next up, Forge encounter. An itinerant cleric offers to heal your wounds. You may spend 3 shards to heal damage equal to the number of shards spent. We are full health. We don't need to spend anything. That is useless to us. Now, we can buy and sell. So we can buy a martial essence. Yes, we've got 1 martial essence. We could buy that for 3 and sell it for 1, losing 2. That'd be good. We can buy no heals. No heals for us. Radiant essence, we could buy 7 for 12, so that would gain us 5, so that's not bad. And then we could buy 2 shadow essences, so from 2 to 4, that would make us 4, so that's not the best. It's obvious what we're going to do. We're going to take the Radiant Essence for 7, and then we will take the Shadow Essence for 2, totaling 9, so we're reduced down to 3. We need to get to 20 shards to get an elemental. Dependent on what elemental the prick gets, we then need another 20 shards to beat his ass. We haven't managed it yet. This could be the time, because we can see that we have an opportunity to become either fire or earth. There is a sword out there as well that I do like. It hasn't helped us so far in this, what was meant to be a 5-episode series, but this could be the time. Right. So, once we have completed what we're doing, we discard the first card in the row and move everything down 1. So that becomes something that we can buy. It is the guild loan contract, something we have heavily relied on in the past because it's good, but I don't think we're going to take it this early. Right. Outlands encounter. A restorative spring bubbles with otherworldly heat. Gain 2 shards of full health, otherwise heal 1 damage. We are at full health. I don't like it. Yeah, I'm expecting it. A ravenous troll wakes up from a long hibernation. Take damage unless you have 2 flame. Unless you have the flame, sorry, not 2 flame. 2 damage unless you've got the flame. We've got the flame. We don't take the damage. Okay, we won't complain. We won't jinx it. And now we can sell everything that we just bought. So we can sell the Shadow Essence. So that goes back in the market. And we gain 4. And then we can sell the Radiant Essence, and we gain 12. So a total of 16, putting us up to 21. Almost ideal. And the reason why it's only almost is because we still want a little tiny bit to buy more things, to make more money, so we can beat him. At this precise moment in time, I don't think... I don't think I want to be water anyway. Do I want to be water? If we take the water, If an encounter or rival power deals 2 or more damage, reduce it by 1, but we've only got 4 health. I'd much prefer him to have that, but that's very unlikely. Ooh, do we want to buy anything? Yes, we will buy a martial essence for 1, taking us to 20, and we are going to just try and get to 22 or 23. Do we have anything good coming up purchase-wise? To be fair, Shadow Essence later is going to be super useful. So we will end our go there and we'll keep moving. Now, if you're wondering when the prick gets a go, it's when there's less than 2 up here. So it's coming. It's not quite yet, but it is going to happen soon enough. Okay. Right, so we're going to do the shill. Welcome to the part of the video where I ask you to like, comment and subscribe. Our channel is very small. We are the Cult of the Meeple. If you aren't already subscribed, please do. It genuinely does help more than you can ever know. And do like, comment and subscribe for the algorithm, that thing that is just controlling us all. It genuinely does help. That being said, back to the game. A rock slide barely misses you, revealing a valuable treasure. Gain 2 shards unless you have water. I'm glad we did not take the water. That puts us up to 22. We cap out at 25. So we're at a point now where we really, really want to start spending some money. Okay. The shield might be good, but it does get rid of our torch, because that protects us from damage by spending shards. It's not brilliant, but it's better than nothing. At the moment, once per turn, you may look at the back rightmost card in the ethereal row, and then we could move it with our guide. But I should potentially pay more attention to these guys. Basically, artifacts and companions are probably what's let me down. It's fine. Okay, raiders carrying elemental bane weapons, strike without warning. Take 1 damage or 2 if you have an elemental form. So we don't have an elemental form, but we still take the damage. And this is where the badness begins. Right, so what we could do is sell this for 2. That will take us to 24. We've got nothing really that we want to buy. We might buy some Shadow Essence next turn and then just kind of end it for ourselves. Ooh, what we want to do is... Okay, so this is... I say this every time, but if you've never watched a video before, this is genuinely a mechanic in the game. You can buy and sell as many times as you would like. When you buy, you take it, you put it in your pack, and you sell it, and it goes to the leftmost space. So we're going to buy and sell, because I kind of want the Shadow Essences later. It's broken, it's dirty, it hasn't helped us win yet. We're going with it. I'm going to stick with my martial essence just because I can get 1 extra shard next turn, and we move everything down. Now, we do gain shards, but is air good enough? I think we're going to have to. That's a dog. I think we're going to have to purchase one and then just go out swinging as quickly as we can. But let's go through it. Inexperienced goblins set up an ambush on the far side of a rope bridge. Pay 2 shards unless you have a leaf or an axe. We don't have either of those, so it does cost us 2 shards. A mindless shambler lurches in from the waist, slowly pursuing travelers. Lose an essence unless you have a crossbow. Oh, bad news. Bad news, bad news. Now we are in a position where it's not good, to be perfectly honest, because if we bought the air, we wouldn't have any money. Let me think about this. Let me think about this. Oh, let me think about this. We're going to do it. We are going to not do it. We are going to just buy these 2. That takes us down to 16. And then that ends our first turn. So we gather everything up. They go on top. And we go on top. And then, because it's Dark Alchemist turn, we go through until we find the first elemental. And that's the elemental this guy becomes. Thankfully, he doesn't attack us on the first turn. But every time he attacks us, we take 2 damage. Okay? Is bad. We need lots and lots of money very, very quickly. So let's get this shuffled up as best as I can. And then we'll do one of these things, one of these things, and then we'll do another little tiny shuffle. Okay, so Seeker's Satchel. Encounters and rival powers cannot cause you to lose essences from your pack. That's good. These are better. I think we need... I think we're going to go for Earth as much as we can. I will do a tidy as well very soon. Don't worry if it's annoying you a little bit. Oh, this is kind of bad. It's not brilliant. I will admit it's not fantastic. I'm semi-confident. We've got 4 turns to do 5 damage, so that means over the next 4 turns, we need to buy an elemental and gain another 20 shards. That's fine. Sort of. Is it? And we can only take 3 hits. That's it. Okay. Inexperienced goblins set up an ambush on the far side of the rope bridge. Pay 2 shards unless you have a leaf or an axe. Darn. We needed that money quite badly. A soul tree is blooming today. Heal 1 point in damage unless you have a torch or a flame. We do. We don't heal. This is the badness that I was talking about. But we can sell these 2 shadow essences for 4. So that takes us up to 18. We will then, what will we do? We'll buy both the martial essences for 2, knowing that we can sell them for 6 next turn. Move everything down. Do we want to get the Seeker's Satchel? We don't. We do need something. Potentially the sword. So there is a sword out there, the one that I keep mentioning, that allows us to heal 2 every time we attack. Now, we are getting to a point where we really need to buy Earth before he's lost forever. Okay. But for that, we can't lose any of our essences, so let's see how it goes. Strangely, the Outlands are peaceful and calm. Travelers venture forth. You may hire an available companion for 2 fewer shards than the listed cost. Now, Healer is quite good. Ooh, that's 3 though. That takes us down to 13, which means we couldn't afford Earth. And we've only got shadow essences, and they wouldn't give us any money. So, no, unfortunately not. A rejuvenating wind blows across Outlands, carrying the sound of distant battle. Gain 1 available martial essence, or heal 1. There's no available because we've got them, so we've healed. Wonderful. And then we can sell those. We can gain 6, taking us to 22. This does leave us very, very bare bones, okay? Very, very bare bones for moving forward because we've got 2 shards left. This could be bad, okay? But we're going to do it, taking us down to 22, and then we're just going to have to see what we can do about this. Was that silly? Might have been silly. Might have been silly. Let's see how this goes. We don't want to buy anything because we can't afford to buy anything, and it doesn't look like we can afford to buy anything for quite some time. But if we can get one of these, because we can't even afford to do the trick where you buy and sell because they're just too expensive. Unless we get another shard. If we get another shard, we'll do the dirty, dirty trick. But then we don't even get any money for it. So that's good. Massive lockbox is immovable, but not unbreakable. Gain the least expensive essence if you have hammer or sword. We have hammer. So the least expensive is either of those. We can't cheese it. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. We'll just grab the shadow essence because we're going to sell it, because then we can do the cheese. The cheese! Yeah, the cheese is going to work. You fail to notice the hole developing in your pack until it's too late. If you have more than 1 essence in your pack, lose 1. We don't. We've got 1, and we're going to sell it for 3. So we gain 3, so we're up to 5. So we're going to buy this, so we're down to 2, and we're going to sell it, so we're up to 5. It's cheese. But it's our cheese. It's in the rules. If this is how I have to win, this is how I have to win. I'm not ashamed. I'm so ashamed. Right, and we move on to the next bit. Okay. Martial Essence could have been good, but I think Shadow Essence is going to be better. However, I really do want the sword. An ancient font of power emits raw magical energy. You may buy any number of essences for 1 shard less than the listed market price. So we can only hold 2, but it does mean we can just gain an extra 2 there, basically. So we will just, I guess, take both of these, because that is meaning we're back down to 3, but we're going to sell them for 4. It works out a little bit. You accidentally spring a hunter's trap, take 1 damage unless you have dexterity. We don't. We do. Okay, and we're going to sell these again. And that's going to get us 4. So that takes us up to 7. Now, we are getting to the point. If we buy these now, we then go into battle. It's as simple as that. There's no two ways about it. And I can take a swing at him. If I just buy 1 of them, we get another turn. What happens? Okay, so I'm looking ahead. If we don't buy anything, we're going to take 2 damage because we've got a torch. That's bad. We're just going to buy... We have to buy both of them. I can't attack them. I don't have the money. Is there anything else that I can do? Is there anything I could buy? The shield embraces. Okay. Let me just retract. We're going to buy the shield embraces, which gets rid of the torch. Okay, that's not a bad idea. We're going to buy 1 shadow essence. So we've spent 4. That takes us down to 3. Still not in the best position, but we get another go. We might come away from this one yet. Okay, this is our last turn. Guild loan contract. Could be fun. Could be fun. Acidic fog drifts across your path. Oh my goodness. Lose 3 shards unless you have wind. We're skint. We're literally skint. This is bad. A feral pack of beastfolk are drawn into the fires of civilization. Take 2 damage. If you have a torch, we don't. We made sure we didn't. We're moving on. We can't. I suppose we could sell it for 2, but it's pointless. All of it's pointless. Everything went wrong then. It's fine. Okay, so let's do it in the order it wants us to do it, because it doesn't matter here, because we're going to shuffle it anyway. And then Prickleus gets his turn, which means basically I take 2 damage, so I'm down to 4. That twists round here, and I can't afford to attack. Okay, it's not going well. Is there any way we can get 20 in this next turn? No. Okay. Let us see how we're going to come back from this. I mean, that isn't too bad because that is going to give us 4. I could hold on to it for another turn and get 5, but I think we might just want the money straight away. If we can get there. Right. All the way. So, a stinging dust cloud stirs up and comes in from the outlands. Take 1 damage unless you have water. This is bad. And the sword hasn't appeared yet. A ravenous troll wakes up from a long hibernation. Take 2 damage unless you have fire. This is super bad. We're practically dead. Rut row. Right. All we can do is sell the Shadow Essence for 4. And that's the end of our turn. Okay. How is it? All right. Genuinely now, if you have played this game, if you have completed this game, if you think that I'm doing something wrong in this game, leave a comment. If you think I just need to buy the expansions and that fixes the booty spanking of this game, let me know. A massive lockbox is movable but not unbreakable. Gain the least expensive essence. I do have the sword. The least expensive, unfortunately, is the martial essence, but it's still 2. Still 2. It'll do. It is 2. You discover a bandit hideout that seems to be unguarded. Gain 1 shard, or 2 if you have no elemental form. We gain a shard. Okay, we're at 5. We need 15 more, and we've got a few turns to get there. We will sell the martial essence for 2. That takes us to 7. We don't want to hold on to that for any longer, and nothing else here is of any worth. If we had a little bit more money, we could cheese the radiant essence, but we don't have the money, so we can't cheese it. Which is a shame because that's dropping down to 7, and he's going to be sold for 11. So that could have really, really helped, but we can't cheese that one at all. We literally can't afford to buy and sell it. Right, that is us. Unfortunately, that is as far as we can go there. I've got 1 hit point left, and currently might have to spend what little money I have to buy a health potion to save myself. Righty dokey, pig in a pokey. Inexperienced goblins set up an ambush on the far side of a rope bridge. Pay 2 shards unless you have a leaf or an axe. We've got a leaf. Go away. You accidentally spring a hunter's trap. Take 1 damage. Whomp, 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 whomp. We don't have dexterity. It wasn't even the prick who killed us. It was just the environment. So, thank you very much for joining us on this shorter episode where we failed once again to complete baby's first go at FantasyForm. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love this game. I still have so many more button try games coming because they're good. They're fun. This is a game that I can just quickly set up and quickly play. So do expect to see more button try content in the future. Again, I think I've mentioned it before, but if you've got a favorite button try game, even if it's multiplayer, if it can be played to 2 or 3 at best, then let us know in the comments and we might be able to get that on the channel as well. Until then, thank you very much for... he's a prick.